All right, hello, Summer Games Done Quick. Hello, welcome to some, Adventures of Indiana Jones. And I guess this is technically the start of the whip block in a way. So, I hope you're gonna enjoy. My name is janglestorm. You can also call me Indie janglestorm or whatever. I've got the co-commentators with me who also run the game. Can you introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Farrak.
Nice to have you here. Yeah, so let's just roll into the game. We're going to be playing on easy difficulty. Just going to double check. Time's not going to start like right away. That is as soon as the first cutscene starts, but I'll let you know when it is. So I'm going to start this, and time starts right now. All right, so this is the first 3 movies of the game. And we're starting off with Raiders of the Lost Ark. We're a searcher of the Golden Idol, and we do that by rolling around a lot. We have the whip, and we also have grenades for some reason. And you'll see a lot of stuff happening right here.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting movement tech in this game, and most of it is based around random patterns of enemies. There's also some fun going on with memory management in the Super Nintendo, so sometimes if you're going too fast or too slow, certain enemies or certain patterns will or won't load, so you've got to be able to kind of memorize every potential pattern to get around a lot of very tricky movement.
And for some reason, they decided to only have Raiders of the Lost Ark be like the long block, and then the other only 2 Indiana Jones movies are much shorter than...
This is by far the longest, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first one, so I guess there's that. So we also used, as you saw, I used the grenades for various means to clear out enemies, also to get rid of spider webs. There'll be a lot more usage for that later, but first we're gonna outrun this massive boulder right here, because we have gotten the Golden Idol and now we have to escape, and this is an auto-scroller, so yay.
Yeah, one of the funny little tidbits about this level is if you run to the left immediately as soon as the level starts, we discover that the ancients had very, very tricky counterweights, as an infinite number of boulders will fall and try to crush Indiana, but will always miss.
Yeah, they had a budget for that, I guess, so. Yeah, and also some interesting movement tech here. I tried to jump up these hills, or these ramps, I guess, because if you just run up them, normally you do lose quite a bit of time. And if you just jump, you'll still maintain momentum. And I do sort of run off them, the slopes, in order to go faster. So there's a bit of speed tech right there.
Anytime I try to get someone to run this game, this stage immediately turns them off, but there's no RNG to it. It's all just pattern-based.
Yeah, in a game,
it's execution.
Yeah, in a game that has so much RNG with enemy patterns, it's incredible to find a level that just, you can do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah, it's almost possible. If you memorize it well enough, then yeah. Okay, so now we're in Nepal. This is the first instance of us encountering crates, which we can either punch or roll into. And we will be rolling into them quite a few times. And also do the occasional roll cancel to make them go less far. And you'll see instances of that very soon as well. And those jerk birds as well. Also, the snow here. If I get hit by the snow, that's the only instance of me not getting any iframes from that damage. With other enemies you do, but for some reason they thought snowballs weren't in need of you getting iframes, so...
Yeah, and right there it looked like a mistake that you fall off of that cliff, but really that's actually the faster path.
Yeah, it is. There's 2 paths to exit the level. And before that you had alternate paths as well that you could take. Okay, so now we're in the Ravenwood Bar, and it's actually way bigger than it is in the movie itself. It's like, what, 6 times as big or something? So, yeah, and obviously everything needs to be set on fire. I guess it's for the effect.
Yeah, it's got to be. This is also the first appearance of the dramatic music that you'll hear in this game. Pay attention to this tune, because you will hear it a lot. Every time
very
anything
often.
even kind of dangerous happens in this game, they play this music.
Yeah. See, okay, that was a very
nice
great
bounce.
push. Yeah, that was. So I'm trying to do this roll cancel there, so I don't push the crate as far. And it gives me a bit of a boost there. So now we fight Arnold Toads. It's the first official boss fight in a way. In general, boss fights in this game are really short and pretty straightforward. We just have to do it fast. But in general, those are really quick boss fights anyway.
Yeah, there's
so
a
here we are.
position.
We saved Marion.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said we saved Marion, and now we're going into Cairo. Gonna push some baskets.
The Aladdin stage.
The Aladdin stage, yeah, minus the cape strat.
Now that you mention it, it kind of does look like that a little.
Everyone always says, "Oh, this game's like Aladdin," just because of this one stage.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of really interesting parkour sections here, by the way. You see me use the whip quite a lot, and there's gonna be some, I guess parkour skips as well. So let's see, there's gonna be instance of that. Well, sort of right here, but there's gonna be some more obvious examples later on as well.
Yeah, there are some points in, say, the nighttime usage of Cairo where physics absolutely does not work that way, but it works that way in the game, so we just go with it.
Just missed a cue there.
That's a pretty tight swing.
It is pretty tight,
swing.
yeah. You gotta let it go
get,
on the highest point of the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do get it most of the time. Just this time I didn't. It does happen, but
you dodging bullets.
It's a fun one, fun little skip there. Okay, now we just jump on these awnings and we can knock down these baskets. I mean, who puts them there? You would wonder.
I don't know. People are in the windows, right? You know, they're just leaving their dates outside.
Their dates and their pet monkeys and their baskets.
Okay, this is proof that it's actually true to the movie.
Yep.
For those who know the scene, this is exactly how it plays out in the movie. Most of the scenes, it's mostly based on the action scenes. There's certain inaccuracies. In this level, you'll definitely see one of them. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but we're trying to get onto this bandwagon. The game tells you to get on. Well, not right now, but we're gonna just roll underneath this because you can't do that.
Shoot him in the ankles at the weak point.
Yeah, shoot him in the ankles. Just and this is when they tell you to get on board, but you can do that sooner. And now we're gonna wait and do this punch. See? Okay.
What's this guy doing here? Isn't he supposed to be in the airfield?
yeah. This bald dude is supposed to be in this section later on in the movie, and they sort of swap things around, I guess. So, yeah.
Fun fact: if you jump at the right time, you could actually outrun that horse until the level switches. It's very tight.
I tried. Okay, now we're back in Cairo. It's nighttime. It's pretty much a continuation of what came before. There's these guys who jump around. So you have to watch out for those. The thing is, I'm trying to roll around as much as possible, but if you run into enemies, you get this rollback like very, very quickly. It's almost as if you just instantly bounce off of it, sort of. So I'm trying to prevent that by just rolling underneath these enemies, for instance.
Yeah. And here we're going to see our instance of strange physics. So we just jump up, whip to the left, and suddenly we're going right. It's fine.
This is an example, yeah.
Indiana Jones shatters his elbow as he leaps and bounds over these buildings.
Yeah, just to think that he also jumps off these rooftops and he breaks absolutely nothing whatsoever. Flashing warning, by the way. I should know that because grenades at nighttime.
Oh, true, yeah.
Very bright.
Yeah. All right, so that's Cairo. We're slowly heading towards the Ark itself. I'm going to this test site. Just gonna throw this grenade. Normally you can boost off of this bird, but you have a grenade and you can use it very handily here. This is
go ahead.
One of those in-between levels where you just roll around some. This is technically one of those levels where you don't really need your whip. I did sort of grab it whilst I use a grenade, but there are some levels where you don't have to pick it up, which also can save a little bit of time.
There is a double bird boost on this, but it is extremely dangerous and can cost a lot of time.
Yeah.
And it's just Jangle will get it normally, but he's just playing it safe.
Indeed.
Yeah, normally we don't go bird hunting with grenades, but this is a special occasion.
Special occasion, yeah.
Yeah, save them for the walls.
No.
You know?
Yeah, now it's time for snakes. And we have these walls that we can crush with our whip. And we'll be using the grenade in quite a few ways, especially to get rid of those bats. And this is like a quote-unquote secret entrance, which is actually faster, so that's a nice bonus. And you grab like a 1-up, so it's both safe and faster.
Yeah,
How about that?
This is the only stage in the game, I believe, that actually has these little secret areas in them. You can see them through the like certain areas of the walls. You'll walk to an area and you'll see an enemy or an item or something and say, how do you get there? And the game wants you to kind of walk into the walls and explore.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how we found that one. There are, I believe, 2 more in this level. Neither of them are useful for our speedrunning purposes. That was a really nice position on that ledge, by the way.
Great job.
Also, these snakes, if you fall into the snake pit, it's insta-kill. So unless you have like a damage boost from before, you will not be able to make it out there if you get into that. And now, because this game likes snakes, there's more snakes. And this is a notable level in that there is this floor clip that I'm gonna try. We'll get there soon.
It is notoriously difficult to get this.
Yeah, it's very specific. I'm gonna see if I can get it first try. No guarantees, of course. Also, I should note there's this double jumps that I do by just by double jumping. I actually go higher, so that's pretty cool. Okay, let's try this. So I'm gonna go up here. See.
Crash.
Okay, that's not quite it.
The way this works is if Indiana Jones is standing. Oh, nice, you got it.
Nice.
So the way this works
try.
is there are only 2 places in the game that's possible, and the second place we only even recently found. Indiana Jones needs to be standing on the very, very last possible pixel of an area of ground that is raised above another area of ground that is not a slope. So it very specifically needs to be a square intersection of ground. And what you do is you hold down, you jump in place, and then while Indy's in the air, you push left and then let go of jump. And if you do it just right, Indiana will just fall through the floor. There are a few places where you could still do it, but you'll just land on terrain that happens to be below the ground, which is very strange. But there are 2 places in the game where there just is no terrain below the level that Indy's standing on.
Yeah, so now we have a bird stage. Not just a regular bird stage, but these birds actually carry rocks, so they're definite jerk birds for sure. This is one of those levels, if you played for the first time, this will probably be quite frustrating.
Let's go.
But
And you just flew through that.
Yeah, that was great,
job,
dude.
man.
Those birds are the reason that people hate birds in video games.
yeah, pretty much. This is the epitome of jerk birds. So now we have the last boss fight of this game. We're fighting Belloc, and this is totally inaccurate to the movie because we're not supposed to look anywhere. But
Yeah, nobody look at the screen. Your faces will melt.
Yeah, nobody look. Okay, you can look now.
Those Raiders
Okay,
of
so
the Lost
that's the
Ark.
first movie. That was the first movie, and that's by far the longest. Yeah, all the boss fights, they're all like really short, so they're probably some of the easier parts of the game. So now we go into the Temple of Doom, and this level starts off in Club Obi-Wan. We have to get this vial which will cure us from poison, and we have to avoid these crosshairs. So I'm gonna see if I can do that. This can be a tough level because if you get hit by those crosshairs, it's very easy to get killed. So I'm trying to prevent that. I think I'm still good. Yeah,
we mentioned that with most enemies in the game, you take damage, you get knocked in a direction, then you take a couple of seconds of iframes. Those crosshairs do not cause you to take iframes. Or more specifically, Indy will blink, but they can still shoot you, so they just ignore the iframes, is perhaps the better way to say it.
Yeah, they just shred you apart. You're supposed to hide like behind the pianos and things, but that's too slow.
Yeah, you have things to hide behind, but yeah, still, you have to watch out for so many things. Okay, so now we're on the rooftops of Shanghai, and we're gonna do this really fun rooftop skip, hopefully. Gonna see if I can get it.
It's a very tight jump.
Nice. No, it's nice.
Awesome,
I didn't
dude.
expect to get it, but that was really awesome.
Oh,
so this is
fantastic.
saving a little bit of time. If you do fall down, there's still a way to make this really quick. You'll lose a couple of seconds, but this is definitely the fastest route to take, so I'm definitely glad I got that.
GG, man. That's awesome.
And also, I got this extra grenade, which will be useful in one of the later stages, because the thing is, if you do use your grenades, you will get a refill of sorts, but if you do have extra grenades, they do carry over from level to level, so that's pretty nice.
Right,
This
you're
is our
guaranteed to start
first,
every level with 1 grenade, but if you carry over more than 1, then you get to keep your excess. So
Yeah.
listen to the sweet action-packed music again here, but this is just a big old auto-scroller. We just need to get to the end and then fall down a pit. But now's a great time for donations.
Yep.
All right. Dolores Fred sends $15 and says, "Hey, Jangle, go punch Karnov for me, would you?" Godspeed,
much, Fred.
archaeologist, and good luck with the video game.
Thanks so much.
Dark Paladin Prince sends $25 and says, "Looking forward to one of my favorite blocks this morning, Castlevania." Anonymous sends $250, said they didn't leave a comment, but thank you so much. Nails sends $20 and says, "I've watched GDQ VODs for a couple years, but this is the first event I've caught live, so I'll give what I can. Thanks GDQ and staff for all you do. Good luck and have fun, everyone." Okay, should I keep going or?
Yeah, you can keep
Got
going.
time for like 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess Who sends $250 and says, "Always wonderful to see these events happening for wonderful causes. All the hype for this amazing event." Crayadge sends $25 and says, "I look forward to this event every year. Good luck to all the runners and let's raise money for Doctors Without Borders."
Awesome.
Right, thank you so much. Yeah, so this is the next level. We've gone downhill and we're suddenly in this palace. And this is a bit of a maze. We have to hide behind these statues. And if you know the way to go through here fast, then it's like really, really short.
Yeah, this entire level is based off of a scene in the second movie that lasts for perhaps 3 seconds. Indiana Jones, he pushes a statue to the side, finds a secret entrance, and just like walks in there. It not even an important scene, it just happens to occur, and they made a whole level out of it. You know, why not?
Yeah. I mean, it works. But yeah, it's really short. And you saw me use those 2 grenades. It does purely to deal with those enemies, because there's 2 screens of those, and it makes it a little bit easier. So having the rooftop skip from before definitely helps out there. All right, so now we head down into the cave, and this is a pretty tough level. I'm gonna basically try and do a lava boost of sorts here.
The stage is very, very tough. It is spicier than a thumb full of hot sauce. It is one of the most
this is the
intense
point in your
stages.
casual playthrough where you will take your Super Nintendo and your cartridge and your TV and your neighbor's TV and throw them all out the window. This level is brutal, and because this level is just so enjoyable and not at all painstaking, the developers said we should have 2 of them.
Yep,
So,
there's gonna be another one of those.
Yep, as soon as Jangle walks out here on the left, don't worry, there's more of this.
My favorite part of this game is coming up at the end of the stage here, and I'll point it out.
Oh, I know.
I don't
It
want
makes
to
no
spoil
sense.
anything.
Oh, yeah.
It makes no sense at all.
Yeah, so we're gonna just with the bats. At least we got through that lava section just fine.
Yeah.
There's actually, so I have the grenade. I can technically take out both of those guards, but I usually, for safety, just take out one of them.
Here
Makes
it
it a bit
is.
easier.
The end of the stage and the hill full of life for some reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
You pick up all these hearts.
nice
It makes
refill.
no sense because you start every stage with full life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the second part. Even more shenanigans, even more lava. So you're gonna make this jump over here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I've
this
never
is
seen that
even
jump
more
over
rocks
before.
that sort
That's
of crumble and that you have to avoid and make sure that you don't get rolled away from. See, there we go.
Very nice.
That can be such a tricky part.
Yeah, it's very kind of the developers there to have those hearts because there's just a lot of area right there where you're kind of forced to take damage. Not really forced, but it's very hard not to. Same deal with those bats right there as it's climbing up the conveyors.
One thing to note
This
is
hill is treacherous.
yes.
Be careful here. There we go.
Yeah. The life does not respawn. Pickups don't respawn on death. So if you pick up health and lose it, it's gone, and just makes this whole stage really treacherous if you don't know the pathing to go through, or if you're doing an all children run, which nobody does.
I just learned about
the same
that
goes for
category
enemies
right now.
actually. The same goes for enemies. If you take out certain enemies and you die and respawn, you won't see those enemies anymore. So that's kind of a plus, I guess.
Yeah.
So this level is really kind of horrible. It is an auto-scroller, so we'll have time for donations here in just one quick second, but I do want to note that every switch always appears on the left. You have to shoot every switch exactly one time, and it's very easy to accidentally double shoot a switch, and by the time you realize it, you won't be able to hit it a third time to save yourself.
Also, the hitboxes of those switches are very off, kind of. I usually tend to shoot lower than I'm supposed to, but yeah.
So now's a great time for donations. We're just sailing across lava.
All right, I'll read until you tell me to stop. Thrill House 451 sends $25 and says, always love when it's GDQ time. Thanks to all the runners and everyone that makes this wonderful event happen twice a year. Tara Wynn sends $20 and says, long-time watcher, first-time donator. Glad to see a wonderful community come together for such a good cause. Anonymous sends $50 and says, great event, having so much fun. Thanks and greetings from Germany. Silver Flames 27 sends $20 and says, always look forward to seeing amazing speedruns and showcases each year at SGDQ. Cheers to all the runners, commentators, and organizers. Beatnik sends $20 and says, so impressed with what GDQ can achieve, even with the challenges of doing this remotely. Keep up the amazing work. Heart.
Great
Thank you
job,
so much.
Daniel.
Yeah. So that was the minecart level. You're ending in the lava. That's okay. We're just gonna fight Molaram. This is the second boss fight, as you would expect. I'm gonna try and stay nearby him, sort of semi-clipping into the boss to take him out quickly enough. So yeah, that was Temple of Doom right there. Hope you didn't blink.
Second movie done.
Yep.
Fortune and glory.
Yep. Okay, it's time for part 3, and in this case, the final part, because there were only 3 movies at the time. So it's time for the Last Crusade. So we're gonna go to Venice into the sewers. It's gonna be.
Sure there are still only 3 movies.
Only 3.
Yeah, only 3. So yeah, we have rats. We also have this fire that we have to avoid, which we have to duck for. See, there we go.
Yeah, these firewalls go in a pattern. The first set of them, there will be 3 of them. It is possible to just stay in place and duck and let them all go by, but that's slow, so we take it risky and run. The second set here is 2 firewalls, and then the final set, which is coming up here just on the right, is a single firewall, and then we will be done with them. But they're kind of jerk things. You have to know they're coming, because if you keep going past a certain point, you don't have enough time to turn around and dodge them, so you just get killed, which...
Yeah, also those enemies are somehow completely fireproof. I don't know why.
They're also supposed to be on your side. Like, in the movies, they're on your side.
Yeah. All right, so now, we skip Venice. We go into this castle, and we're seeing bald dudes and soldiers who are very well camouflaged into the background.
Best camouflage in any video
the third
game.
movie anyway. I thought we, left them in on the airstrip in a few pieces.
Yeah, well... It's a video games, I guess.
Oh, you know what? There was no airstrip in this game, so that's why they're still here. We never took care of them.
They just got knocked down on the cart. But this game, I 100% think, has the best camouflage for enemies in any game.
Oh,
like,
it's so incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one guy who hides behind a balcony at the bottom of a staircase that no one has ever seen on their first playthrough. He has a 100% kill rate.
I've had a couple grenades that I used to take out some of these bolt guys later on. I have another one that I grabbed that I will use in a moment. And we're also going to say hi to a familiar figure of the movies. And
thank goodness.
You might guess who it is.
Unfortunately, we don't get to stick around for long.
No.
But,
as they call it, this is Junior Skip, and we're going to skip our dad.
Oh.
Also, he's going to say Junior if we actually talk to him.
No respect for Sean Connery. My goodness. Rest in peace.
Let's go.
Shout out to Sean Connery, by the way.
So here we have, I think, the only tech level of the game where the designers were just like, all right, how good is this player at using the whip? We better put him to the test. And there's a few interesting things to note about this level. It's possible to go too fast. If you whip too quickly, you'll notice Indiana will get closer and closer to the right side of the screen, and you can just get to a point where the whip holds are not like loaded into memory yet, and you'll just like miss the totally there whip hold and fall. So you sometimes have to just wait in the air for a little bit, just hover to let the screen catch up with you.
Yeah, I lost PB runs to this level. Believe me, it looks really simple, but yeah, also the bullets that can catch up on you. That's also a thing. They can knock you back into the pit. That's kind of unfortunate too. But yeah, now we're on this Zeppelin.
Yeah, this is the second level in the game where one of those floor clips is possible. I don't think Jangle's gonna go for it because it's super marathon unsafe.
Yeah.
It's impossible. I'm not gonna go for it.
It's impossible.
Good-
All right,
good
you
call.
heard it. You heard it from the man himself.
Well, I will point out where it is though, because we go up these stairs, and to the right here is actually where you can clip and save. I think it's roughly 7 seconds that you can save here, if you do it for like first try.
No.
That was a very clean Zeppelin.
Beautiful.
That was
Beautifully
a good
done.
advice, yeah.
And we got another Mode 7 auto-scroller, sort of.
Mode 7. All we gotta do
Mode
is
7,
kill
time for Flight
enough
Simulator.
planes.
Yeah.
That's
Time
it.
for
Just
donations
stay on the top
can
of the
be
screen,
read.
hold Y,
Yeah.
and you're fine. Hit us with those donations.
Yeah, it's a good time for donations.
All right. Your boy Grunty sends $10 and says he's rolling, he's spinning, spin, Spindiana Jones. Asking the hard-hitting questions there.
Yeah.
Kurthar sends $50 and says Indiana Jones must be a fan of Limp Bizkit because he really likes to keep rolling.
Oh no.
Good luck on the run, Junior. I mean, Indie Jangle Storm.
Thank you so much.
Eternal Defender sends $20 and says, my favorite event of the year. Thanks to everyone behind the scenes, runners, and staff. 3 million hype.
Perfectly
All right.
done.
Yeah, so that was the plane level. We just have to shoot down enough planes and make sure not to get hit, even though that's technically what happens in the movie, but you know, it's video games.
So this is a level where they decided to build a mechanic for this game and then only use it one time.
That was close.
Yeah, this hill is ridiculous. These knives, they just fly for
Yeah.
miles. So they decided to build a mechanic for this game and only use it in this level. At the end, Indiana Jones needs to fight a guy on top of a tank. And there's a timer at the bottom of the screen here that you'll see that goes toward the end of a cliff with a skull. And if you don't kill this boss in enough time, the tank falls off the cliff and you die. This is just never used anywhere else.
Yeah, they have all kinds of random things that they do for specific levels.
Yeah, there's a good time to
just in
point
time.
out that, oh man,
That was a close
Those
one.
right on time.
the only difference between hard, easy, medium, and hard is enemy hit points, really. So Jangle's playing on easy because it's the fastest. And we're here to be quick.
Yeah, it's legitimately
Quick,
the
but are
only
we
difference is
penitent enough to
enemies have
get
more
through
health.
this level?
Yeah, the penitent runner may pass on this one.
This is a, like, just gauntlet of everything that the game has thrown at you. Also back in pretty much the first stage, but, like, now with knives, so it's improved, I guess.
Yeah, even more
Improved
stuff.
TM.
Aside from the assets being reused, there's a lot more stuff to it.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a point in this stage where if you can get on cycle, all you need to do is hold right, and you'll just dodge everything automatically. It's coming up here in a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm trying to, I'm trying to hold right. Sometimes I may get the occasional damage boost forward, which is kind of nice. But I'm trying to collect health as well, because there will be a couple of points where I will be damage boosting as well.
Looks like we didn't happen to get the cycle on this one, but it looks really cool when it happens.
But, I mean, it looks cool anyways. Jangle's doing a cool job.
It looks cool. It's a cool level,
Oh, I don't mean to cast shade.
especially if you don't die. Okay, so that
Awesome.
was all the trials. This is a tough level in a speedrun for sure, so I'm glad I got through that. So it's time for the final fight. We're fighting Donovan the Skeleton, and time is going to be on the final hit, so get ready for that.
Just like
Oh,
in
we
the
have to-
movie.
Just like in the movie, just a couple of times. Just get ready. See.
Yeah, it's as soon as you see
And
flames on Donovan.
time.
That's it.
GG. Deathless, I told
Yay.
you. I told you.
Deathless run, yeah. Almost my time.
Yeah, that was super tight.
That was went way better than expected.
It's going to be sub 30 for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna see if anyone knows.
Oh, be sure to read this
it was like a
post-game
28,
sequence of
27.
text here.
Yeah,
These are totally direct quotes from the movie.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's completely accurate.
And shout outs to the dog, by the way. And let's do some shout outs, I guess. thanks again to my co-commentators, Farrak and Anthole, for being here. Awesome job to both of you.
Happy to do it.
Thank you for inviting us.
Also shouts to the other runners of this game. There's a couple of runners we can always use more, so be sure to hit any of us up if you want to learn the run. And also shouts to my family and friends for always being super supportive of everything I do. And also the various restreamers who do an awesome job in all the other languages. And finally, also thanks to GameStop for everyone at GameStop Quick for letting this game in. It was so fun to see this being accepted. And this is a game I used to play as a kid, so to get around to it after all these years was frankly really amazing. So yeah, thanks to everybody. What was its final time?
28-28.
Wow,
that's great.
That was actually.
An amazing run.
I had a PB before my current one that was actually really close. So yeah, I'll definitely take that. That was awesome. Be sure to keep donating for Doctors Without Borders and enjoy the rest of GDQ. Have a good one. I'll see you later.
All right, thank you, Janglestorm, for that wonderful run, or I guess roll, of Indiana Jones's Greatest Adventures. Indiana Jones doing his best Sonic the Hedgehog impression, which we do appreciate. Iggy Zig sends $15 and says, glad to see the Castlevania block is starting off strong with Indiana Jones, my favorite wielder of the Vampire Killer. You know, I don't think he has the Vampire Killer. However, I don't think we ever saw any vampires in the movie, so it's possible. Does the Vampire Killer only affect monsters? Does it affect people? I don't think we've ever seen anyone smack a person in the face of the Vampire Killer. So, you know what? I'll believe it. It's canon now. I've decided. I'm the lore master of Indiana Jones, and I've decided it is canon. Speaking of wonderful donations, Elizabeth sends $20 and says, GDQ makes housework bearable. I do love bearable housework. Thanks for another great event. And with that, we are going to have a brief commercial break for Twitch, but you stick around. We'll be right back. We're gonna have a bunch of great speedruns coming up. And we are back. Thank you for sticking with us. Let's talk about some of our upcoming donation incentives and bid wars and such. For Castlevania 64, you can choose between Carrie and Reinhardt. Personally, I would say Reinhardt because his jumping animation looks way dumber than Carrie's. Just saying. He's leading by only about $100, so if you wanted to bid to that, you totally could. After that, the next unmet incentive is Blindfolded Turbo Tunnel in Battletoads. As I had mentioned before, Turbo Tunnel, yeah, that's the name of it, Turbo Tunnel. Turbo Tunnel is a notoriously difficult stage in Battletoads. It's the stage a lot of kids gave up on, 75 years ago when the game came out. But if we meet this incentive, the Mexican runner will do Turbo Tunnel blindfolded. We're sitting at $18,413.09 out of $25,000, so let's get that met. We can also choose the soundtrack for La Mulana. So La Mulana, it was originally, it went for the MSX game style. So there is an MSX-styled soundtrack for it, for the original game, and you can play it in the remake. That is currently leading with $922. Or you can have the modern remake OST. They remixed all the music. Kind of sounds vaguely Ys-esque. It sort of sounds like Ys music, the remake soundtrack does. But that only has $295, so if you wanted to bid to that you totally can. You might be wondering, what is La Mulana about? Let me explain it to you. It's real simple. Okay? The first child, right? The first child had the body of a snake. The second child, a large body. You following me? All right. The third child soared through the sky. The fourth child had the body of a fish. All right. If you still with me? Everyone with me? All right. The fifth child had wisdom, and the sixth child was born of the earth, and the seventh child cast the mother away. And the eighth child did not know the mother. Right? Well, with all that in mind, let us place the spirit of the ninth child into the body of child 0. Right? So if you're wondering, what does that mean? Which I don't know why you would. It makes total sense. But if you're wondering, play the game. Play La Mulana. It totally explains it. You might be thinking there's no way it can. It totally does. I have played through that game. I totally, yes. It took me almost a whole year, but I did beat it eventually. I was not very good at the game, but we will see a speedrun where people are actually good at the game. Lana. Let's see here. Let us see what some much more easier to understand donation comments are. Let's try that. D Major sends $25 and says, for charity. Let's keep the donations flowing. That's right. Zero Crates sends $25 and says, happy-go-lucky to all runners. Indeed. The Alter Maven sends $10 and says, why did we do this speedrun? Fortune and glory, and maybe a PB, kid. Good work. On a related note, blind turbo tunnel, maybe? Yeah, let's get that blindfolded turbo tunnel incentive met. Let's do it. By the way, up next is, we're going to be kicking off the Castlevania block with Bloodstained. The Castlevania all but name. So if I want to see him during all the Castlevania games. There's a bunch of spooky, scary skeletons. So if we do GDQ Rip Earn in the chat, we can get some spooky skeletons. They are scaring me. Pretty terrifying. See, what are some of our sponsors? You want to hear about some of our sponsors? I think you want to hear about some of our sponsors. Annapurna Interactive is a video game publisher behind titles like Outer Wilds, What Remains of Edith Finch, Sayonara Wild Hearts, and Donut County. Upcoming releases include Neon White, Last Stop, 12 Minutes, and The Artful Escape, and you can check them out at AnnapurnaInteractive.com. Pretty good. Donut County is very good. Everything fall down in that game. Extremely good. Ooh, Booth Manning sends $100 and says, "Go Carrie!" We got some Carrie Fernandez fans in the donation comments. I'm telling you, her jump doesn't look as dumb though. I had an easier time playing as Carrie in that game though. though. Give everyone that. Suburban Hell sends $25. It says, time for the Belmont block. Thank you, SGDQ, for all that you do. Elegant Fugue sends $50 and says, what a horrible morning to have to work. Fortunately, I took off for GDQ. Commander Dead Pants. Oh dear. The pants are dead. Commander Dead Pants sends $25 and says, ah, it's a vampire. Oh no. All right, and with that, we are ready to start Bloodstained Ritual of the Night with Bonnet.